All right, y'all, we back with another video, man. Y'all know how we do. Always pushing help well better understand itself, right? So check this out. In this video, I'm going over how the NFL is trying to fight back on the narrative that it's a conspiracy theory about the Browns and Shedeur Sanders. So now they're putting out content, through Yahoo Sports and Stephen A. Smith, and they're trying to calm the fans down because this is a bad look for the NFL right now because everybody want to see Shedeur Sanders. They want to see him play. They feel like he's talented. He's an entertainer. So he's more fun to watch. The NFL is going through a transition right now, and I think Shedeur can really save the NFL, but they're seeing his mindset on ownership and equity and being legendary and having his confidence, and it's not a good look for them because eventually it's going to lead to players having more ownership, having more rights, and they don't want that in the NFL. This is modern day slavery. Let me just keep it real. So the NFL is going after former NFL players. I'm going to let y'all listen to former NFL players that are saying they got inside information that Shedeur is being sabotaged. And the NFL has to combat this information. So I'm going to go over this article real quick. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push me on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. I'm going to break down this article for you and let you see how they wrote this article. The NFL sponsored this article. And they did that for the reason of discrediting Ocho, Eric Dickerson, former NFL players, because if former NFL players are saying this about you, it's bad business. So check this out. This article starts out with everyone loves a good conspiracy theory, right? So we understand the whole narrative of this is really to protect the NFL. Whether it's a flat earth, moon landing, folks love going down the rabbit hole. The NFL has been largely shielded from all this, aside from those who believe the officials are intentionally making bad calls to control the outcome of games. But now we have a juicy conspiracy theory that has drawn in former NFL players on the hunt for attention. So they're basically saying that these NFL players are doing this for attention, for content. And it's a sophisticated narrative that they putting out there that could, muddy the waters on how people feel, right? So what I really wanted to touch on is it says right here, Chad Johnson, Shannon Sharp, because they gave names. But it says here, it was one thing when fans did this. Fan is short for fanatic, after all, and no one has ever thought NFL fans were rational, much less those who are prone to conspiratorial thinking. So they just want to throw the fans out there because it's NFL players and it's NFL fans, the people that pretty much run the NFL. If it wasn't for these guys, there would be no NFL. But now it's been picked up by former NFL players who are using their platform to try to defame Stefanski as if he said the planet was round. Chad Johnson, Shannon Sharp, and TJ Houshmandzadeh all chimed in during the video below to make it seem so casual that Stefanski would intentionally sabotage Sanders' game to eliminate controversy. If you believe this, I have a statue in New York. I want to see you, and I'll throw you in a canyon in Arizona so you can have a place to keep it. So you see how they like playing these games? But check this out. This is actually what, they said.
But maybe if they hear from you, because they sick of hearing my mouth, and give them a better explanation on 12 situations, maybe they'll understand.
Yeah, man, just give us your thoughts on Shedeur, the game today. TJ, why do you think the Browns played it the way they did, and Shedeur's performance today?
From my assessment, y'all, they don't want a controversy. That's how they don't want to because we know what Flacco can do. Why does Flacco start in the game? We know what he can do. He led y'all to the playoffs the last time y'all let him play. So if you're trying to figure out who you gonna play in case Flacco gets hurt, Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur, you let them split the game. Tyler Huntley's getting cut tomorrow.
Yeah.
You let them battle it out. And so to me, it was like, wow, you put him in with guys that's gonna be on the street tomorrow. They all getting cut, Shannon. Everybody Shedeur play with.
We
They
know
getting
that.
cut tomorrow or Monday. And so you didn't get this man a fighting chance to compete. He went into a gunfight with 2 knives. He gonna lose that every time.
I agree. You keep Shedeur, but everybody you had Shedeur playing with is no longer there. When we seen Shedeur play in that first game and you started him, it was completely different. You can't have a man playing with bombs. It's a sabotage. And that the NFL, and I got Marcellus Wiley, Stephen A. Smith. Back in the NFL, you know this is what power do. The NFL is basically, they need people to co-sign this. And this is why we seeing people. I'm like, why would Marcellus Wiley? Why is Stephen A. Smith? Because they're part of the structure, bro. And no matter what's going on, to say the NFL, people have to switch. So I'm gonna let y'all hear what. Hopefully they don't flag my channel, or you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna let y'all hear what they said. Check this out.
Obviously, I don't concern myself with outside type of things, but I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better, and that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
Hall of Famer Kurt Warner stopped short of blaming Stefanski, but weighed in on the rookie quarterbacks in their preseason finale by saying, I was really looking forward to the competition between Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders in the last preseason game. I know it plays out like this sometimes, but a bummer that both didn't have the same opportunities to make plays. Dillon Gabriel played well again, but had good opportunities to make plays. Shedeur Sanders didn't have those same opportunities, so it was hard to make much of an assessment. Stephen A., coming to you on this, does Stefanski deserve criticism for how he's handled this quarterback competition?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. You can disagree with him all you want to, but this is a two-time coach. This is a
That's all we need to hear from Stephen A. Smith. He goes to get on the side of the NFL, like how they treating Shedeur is not blatantly obvious. Okay, you took him out in the last 2 minutes, and you put a quarterback in because you know Shedeur is nice in them last 2 minutes. You don't need nobody to see him look good anymore. Okay, that's why you had to take him out in them last 2 minutes. It's just obvious. And it's obvious that the NFL trying to protect this. They should just release the guy, let him go to some other team. But I think the whole NFL is in this. He's getting blackballed because of the type of entrepreneur player he's trying to be and have equity in his name, image, and likeness, which the NFL don't want. They have to do this because everybody is going to do it, and it's going to take away from their money. This is basically about money and power, in my opinion. And Deion and his sons have that kind of influence and power that could do some things. You can't have them in the league, just like they cut Shiloh. All right, they say he threw a slap at a player head because he was being overly aggressive, and they ejected him, but they're gonna release him the next day. It's just we see the politics behind the NFL and how they trying to handle business. And if you can't see this and you thinking that you own Marcellus Wiley and Stephen A. Smith, we know they're getting paid to support the NFL. All right, they're getting paid to support the NFL. So I want to know what y'all think about this, man, in the comment section. I'm gonna go into a little bit of what Shannon Sharp and their latest one with when they was talking. Check this out.
Came out overnight. If Stefanski wasn't trying to sabotage, why was undrafted rookie Greg Larvinian not in with Shedeur? Was it Gagne? Gage. Damn, who did? What all these names? Gage has been with Shedeur throughout the camps, practicing even first preseason game. He also trains with him outside of practice. Why yesterday was he not in with him? Look, Coach, I don't really want. Look,
Hey, we beating a dead horse, huh?
yeah.
We
Tyler Huntley was released. Tyler Huntley was released yesterday, Ocho, which begs the question: what you and I say? Okay, you know you're going to waive Tyler Huntley. So what good did that 2-minute drive do for him? Was it going to help him? Don't you think Shedeur would have benefited more from a 2-minute drive than Tyler Huntley? I'm just asking.
Yeah.
If one guy is going to be on your roster, it seems like they're going to keep 4 quarterbacks, Ocho.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it seem it would have been more beneficial for Shedeur to get the 2-minute drill, because that's a situation that he might find himself in during the regular season if something were to happen to the quarterbacks in front of him, as opposed to Snoop Huntley? Yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But one thing we don't know, is we don't know how that coach staff is thinking. We don't know what's going through their mind. We don't know what Coach Stefanski's thinking. I'm not sure what they were trying to look at. Maybe get one last look at Huntley before whatever decision you want to make. But again, I don't know what else to say at this point. Honestly, I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, you want quarterback play and opportunity to be given to each and every person. They saw fit the way it is. They're keeping 4 quarterbacks, and that's where it is now.
So you hear what he's saying, like they didn't want to give Shedeur that shining time, but this is another NFL player. Shout out to Eric Dickerson, who's saying the same thing, right? And check this out.
The NFL told other, don't draft him. Do not draft him. We're gonna make an example out of him. And this came from a very good source, And he said that, I won't say who, somebody called the Cleveland Browns and said, don't do that. Draft him. Yep, draft him. Don't do that. Because they weren't going to draft him either. They weren't going to draft him. They were forced into drafting him because somebody made a call to them, said, you know. And I say, when I say this is a NFL side source for sure, you know. So this is not here. So look, one thing about it is, and I'll just say it, you know, they don't like when guys have brands, especially black players. You know, and that's mostly us with the brand. You know, we kind of, some guys are flashy and all that kind of stuff. They don't like that. This kid, Fred, I don't think you knew this. He had already made $17 million from a car deal that he already signed. A car deal. He had $17 million already for that. Then he had another 14, I think, from a was it Nike or some shoe deal. So he was good with money wise, but I know he wants to play in the National Football League for sure.
So how does he do that? I mean, Cleveland picked him. I find it fascinating, Eric. You're saying somebody even called the Browns and said, don't do that.
Yeah, somebody called the Browns and said.
So what was the objective? He doesn't get picked. He's an undrafted free agent.
That's exactly what's going to happen. They were going to have him, he was not going to get drafted, to basically show you this is what happens when you do this. I mean, look, you know, Big Fred, the NFL got all kind of power. They do all kind of stuff. You know, you know that, and I know it too. But no, they were not going to draft him. And like I said, when I said it came from a good source, it came from a very, very good source. They weren't going to draft him. I like it because when I saw it, when he went to the second round, I said, "Oh," I said it out loud. They're not going to draft him. They're going to make an example out of him. I knew it. So the guy that they drafted, the quarterback they drafted ahead of him, he wasn't as good as Shedeur. He even said it. I mean, how do you draft a guy that you know that's not better than the guy that you drafted after? That don't even make sense.
Do you think Shedeur knew they wanted to make an example out of him?
I don't think he realized to the extent that the NFL would go to make an example out of him. No, I don't think he knew that. I don't think his dad knew the extent.
So there y'all go, man. Eric Dickerson, OG from the NFL, been doing this, is telling you that they don't know the extent what the NFL is doing to keep their power. And that's what this is about. That's why I showed y'all the articles where they putting out. You got Stephen A. Smith, Marcellus Wiley. These guys is getting on the NFL side because the NFL sending that check right now. So let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground. To have a community, you must have 3 things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people. and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.